Welcome to the Pit Stop.
The official recap show for season 2 of Underground's Drag Race.
With me, Ruby George.
And me, Ricky Morales.
Episode 5, The Fish Tank.
For this week's challenge, each contestant had to create an original product and pitch it to the judges in the style of the reality television show Shark Tank.
Maybe it's just business. The guest judges this week were Freddie Mercury and Nalea Slay.
For each contestant, we're going to discuss the product they created and their presentation of the product.
First up was Tara Bishop with the Tara Mirror, a collection of different kinds of mirrors that all have Tara's picture on them so you see her instead of you.
I thought it was very on brand. I feel like Tara's thing is being pretty, so she wanted to say, I'm prettier than you all.
And she did.
Her drag gives model.
That was the best Tara has ever looked. I need to see her in more business, CEO, formal wear. She was delicious.
She did look very, very good.
She had some very funny, shady moments. She definitely threw shade at the judges. She had really quick, improvised responses to what the judges in the crowd were saying. And the judges were pleased that she used the drag delusion allegations as a weapon.
That idea of like, why look like you when you could look like me? I feel that. I did think it was funny when she said, what was it about the kings?
She said, it's still applicable to kings, just draw a beard on me.
After Tara, we had Looky Lou. And Looky Lou's product was Thong for Thoughts, a fashion line of different flip-flops. Custom for all different occasions.
And people.
And pets.
And animals.
Now in sets of 4.
He came out like an infomercial. He walked out, he immediately characterized the fact that he had a problem, his feet were hurting, he needed something comfortable, what is he to do? And then he pulled out the flip-flops, it was a great introduction to the product. And he had incredible comedic timing because we kind of all knew when he pulled out the box, we all kind of clutched ourselves like, is he about to pull out flip-flops? The flip-flops? And he did. So it was really good guiding of the audience.
Yes, because he spent so long, oh, my dogs hurt. Only I had something comfortable and airy while taking off his shoes and then his socks.
The writing was on the wall. I always think it's a good idea to call back to the competition, especially if you did something horrible. During deliberation, Nalea said, these flip-flops are the CMN Kush of season 2.
Still hate those flip-flops. Will not be buying those flip-flops.
They looked good the second time around. I'm not kidding.
In hindsight, you're like, they were kind of cute.
Yeah, actually, I'm not even kidding. Next up was Marzipan. And Marzipan's product was the Marzi Mug Stamp. A set of masks that you can use to put on Mars's drag face instead of your own.
I thought that was a really good idea. Mars has a great mug. What was it in the audience? They were saying Mug Yanka.
Yeah.
Someone said Mugzapan.
That
was a good one. So yeah, I thought it was a great product idea for them. I liked the briefcase. I liked that they were able to like pull stuff out of the briefcase. It gave clown. Like honestly, looking back, like once I like thought about their performance, it had all of the key elements of like a clown, and it looked effortless, which is a testament to their preparedness.
Came out fast with singers immediately. They had extremely high quality props. All of those masks could be hung up or sold as art pieces in a museum. It was a great flex to show their versatility in the competition thus far and outside of the competition. And my favorite part was they had this wrong mask gag where they would talk about pulling out this one kind of mask and you're expecting Mars's face, but at one point they pulled out Tina Burner, the Tina Burner rainbow wig, which cracked my shit up. And then a couple masks later, they did it again with Donald Trump and that also cracked my shit up a second time.
Yes, because it was supposed to be Oompa Loompa Zam. So, and they thought they were going to bring out that face and they brought out Trump.
It is so difficult to tell the same joke twice and make it even funnier the second time, but they pulled it off.
They also had very good reactions. Like when they pulled out the wrong mask, they were like, ah! Like they were genuinely scared. Appreciated the commitment to overacting. Next up, we had Celery, and she presented the Drag Offspring Protection Program, featuring 2 products. We had the Drag Condom and the Plan D Pill. And this program is meant to prevent drag artists from having drag children. An important mission.
I myself am drag celibate, so I'm not getting drag pregnant anytime soon, nor will I be having a drag child. I want one so bad though. I'm drag ovulating.
I'm emancipated.
The first words out of Stella's mouth were "Hello, Sharts." Ended me completely. It set the tone for Stella's presentation. She was extremely cutting and extremely clever the entire time. She was definitely giving that actual, genuine CEO, businesswoman, plays the man's game type of girl. It was amazing.
She had a trifold and a graph.
The chart went slightly up, and she said, "Oh wait, something's wrong." And she lifted the piece of paper, and it went astronomical. Hilarious.
That corrected me.
The demonstration of her props, mixing the powder into water, handing out pills to the judges, it was really fun and interactive. And
when she said, they were like, "Are we drinking this?" And she said, "No, I want you to take this. That's why I want you to take this."
She said, "We can't have unqualified people having drag children. Judges, make sure you drink this." What separated Stella from everyone else's performance, for me, was that she was extremely specific. She had an entire universe of vocabulary, of data, of terminology. It was so well-rounded and so full-fledged. I was in the Celery cinematic universe.
CCU.
I thought that specificity was a very powerful comedic tool.
I like Stella's delivery a lot because it seemed very serious.
Yes.
And that's what made it so funny. I'm a big fan of being a bit more dry, the humor. The audience was laughing, so I think people were getting it.
Next up was Maddie Valley, who presented Maddie Valley Ranch, which was just blue cheese.
Because why have ranch when you can have blue cheese? I always say that.
At the camera's dead ass.
I thought it was very funny to come in dressed like you were supposed to go like swimming. Because she thought she was going to be swimming with the fishes and they were going to go to the aquariums and they were going to lip sync against the fish. So I thought leaning into the like dumb girl bit was funny. Just like, oh, I read the prompt wrong, but like, oh, I got something to sell.
She had brought out a regular old bottle of ranch and slapped a piece of tape with her name on it. Because she said, "Oh, I wasn't prepared. But if I was prepared, I would have brought this." And then she had the actual product. That was funny as fuck. To me, this was a brand new side of her. This like ditzy, beach babe, like sun-bleached brain. Like, I was obsessed with her wig. Definitely was like a sea salt spray. Like, she was a girl who was in the water. I've never seen her be like a tan beach babe. It was really fun for me. I thought the setup skit was really fucking funny. And the stoning that she did on her actual bottle of ranch was better than stoning that's been on anyone's garment. Like, it was fierce.
Yeah, I thought it was funny to make the judges try it, and then eventually it gets to Freddie, and Freddie says, "It tastes like blue cheese." And then she turns it around and it's like, "It's just 100% blue cheese." That was a good gag.
Like, that is a snapshot of how ridiculous Buffalo Drag is. It was fantastic.
Next up, we had Shady Ho. And Shady Ho was selling Shay's Sweaty Seat Spray and Anti-Perspirant Spray, or
SSSS.
SSSS.
So she started with some very strong audience interaction. She was asking questions to the crowd directly. Her presentation also followed a traditional infomercial setup where she said, in just 3 easy steps, shake it, pop it, and spray it. And I appreciated that as someone who is obsessed with the infomercials that we grew up watching when we were kids. The magic bullet, flown, the cake pan where you could have a hollow center and you could put whatever you want.
Wow, that's what it is.
Flex tape.
Wow! Shay had some good audience interaction, asking for a volunteer to help demonstrate the product. Shay called up Rocky Switch to demonstrate the product, and basically just called Rocky a sloppy bottom and said you can exit the stage before showing how the product worked.
I lived. And after all the competitors presented, the judges had their deliberation and decided on the top 3 and the bottom 3 of the week.
For the top 3, we had Tara Bishop, Marzipan, and Rookie Lou. And in the bottom, we had Maddie Valley, Celery, and Shady Ho.
This was a really tough week to see anybody in the bottom, to be honest. Shay had excellent crowd interaction. Maddie's comedic persona and skit was hilarious. And Stella's dedication to creating an entire cinematic universe was out of this world to me.
And that's just what happens when you start getting, we're getting to the nitty gritty here. I was a little surprised that Maddie and Cello were in the bottom, but also it's hard to say who would have swapped out. So it all plays out how it plays out at this point in the competition.
And the winner this week was
Marzipan! Congratulations, Marzipan. And with that, it was decided that Celery was safe. So that left in the bottom 2, Shady Ho and Maddie Valley.
They were asked to prepare a lip sync to to a spoken word performance of Tiffany New York Pollard versus Gemma Collins on the infamous Celebrity Big Brother. This is the type of shit I want to see. This is real shit. This is real lip syncing. I'm being so serious.
I thought this was a great lip to use. I thought
it was fabulous. This is the hardest lip sync that's been on Drug. They both devoured.
Yes.
They had every single word, every single mannerism. I think my favorite thing about the lip sync was that Maddie Valley lip synced every part. The Big Brother announcer, Gemma Collins, and Tiffany New York Pollard. Maddie had each character down, lip synced all of them, and portrayed them as different characters. That was fabulous to me.
I thought that was a feat. I really wanted them to be like, you're going to be Tiffany Pollard, and you're going to be Gemma and this, the announcer. But I feel like you couldn't do that because so much of it at the end is Tiffany's. That was the only difficulty of it, where it was like, I feel like if I were competing, I would have been like, am I supposed to do all of it? Am I supposed to just do Tiffany's? What are we looking for? But you know what? They both bodied it.
Either approach is completely valid.
Yeah.
And at the end of the lip sync, it was decided that Maddie Valley would sashay away. I was so devastated. I thought she did such an amazing job. I was so happy to see this new persona that she threw out. And I thought that she really came out swinging and had such a fire under her ass with the Celebrity Impersonations Week that I was ready to see her trajectory just continue to skyrocket. It's so sad that I don't get to see that for the rest of the competition.
But the competition's starting to heat up, and either way, we were going to lose someone talented from the cast.
I would be devastated if Shay went home too.
Agreed.
People in the audience were screaming for a double Shantae.
Because there was a little pause, and people were like, are they gonna get both of them? And I was like, no, I know production's not gonna do it. I wish. I was like, are they gonna prove me wrong?
This was the lip sync of the season so far. And that wraps up this episode of the Pit Stop.
And be sure to tune in next week for episode 6, Camp.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the official Underground's Drag Race YouTube channel.
And you can catch Underground's Drag Race every Sunday at 8 p.m. at Underground Nightclub.
Bye!